See them move along the road in search of life divine. Beggars in a gold mine. Many roads can take you there, many different ways. One direction takes you years, another takes you days. That's the part where McCartney goes like, woo!
So I heard something on the local NPR station this morning, driving in, and it was an interview with the bishop of some famous English cathedral. Coventry, thank you. Who else heard that this morning? Yes. Oh my gosh, there she is. All right. We're going to sing. We're going to sing. In fact, let's just do it now. Because Carol's back. She's been gone. And yesterday was her birthday. And she serves this community in so many ways, whether she's here or there. So just stand up and let's wish her happy birthday, shall we? Yay! Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Carol. Happy birthday to you. Does anybody else have a birthday this month that we can just include? Oh, look at all these birthday people. Gord and Jim and Christopher and Carol. All right. So that song is for all of you. And so just know that your life is a blessing. So you've blessed us by being alive. So just let that be something that Spirit says to you today. So, there's so many things. So the best thing to do when there's so many things is be still. So I invite you to close your eyes and just in your mind's eye and in your heart's eye, feel yourself just getting up to the front door of the building here. Just imagine that you're just coming. And you open the door, and you're coming in. And there is a beautiful receptacle there, some kind of container. There's one on each door. And you're invited to leave any thoughts or feelings of your difference with anybody else. Any upset, any disturbance, any disagreement, just any otherness in that beautiful container. And you just set it there. If it's really important, you can take it back when you leave. You may choose not to, and life will make compost out of it, and tomatoes and roses will grow. Yeah, why not? And so just know that you are welcome here. You are welcome here. I can't begin to do how wonderful it was on the radio this morning, but it was such a blessing. You are welcome here whether you're 80 or 8. You are welcome here whether you have a 7 degrees or none. You are welcome here if you have recovered or you are in recovery. You are welcome here no matter the color of your skin, no matter your sexual persuasion, no matter your state of mind, no matter how much money you have. You are welcome here. You are welcome here, whether your heart is wide open with joy or whether your heart is hurting with pain. You are welcome here. We, our community, we are welcome here. And we feel that and we see that as we come into this building. And we know that that's true. So now open your eyes. And that's all happened on the unseen side of things, where there is so much going on that we can never even begin to imagine how full and rich and juicy it is. So somehow that message really got to each of us as we came in today. And you sit down, and here is what you're all going to come to know as well as I'm willing to learn it. Welcome to the Center for Spiritual Living, Salt Lake City, a community where thriving is becoming the norm, as together we learn, love, serve, and share. So let's do that again, shall we? Welcome to the Center for Spiritual Living, Salt Lake City, where thriving is becoming the norm, as together we learn, love, serve, and share. Yeah. Are we wanting to be part of that impulsion in our community? Is that what wants to happen? All right, so learn, love, serve, and share. Just 4 simple ways we go about it. So enter any one of those doors. We start with education. That's Sunday service. That's classes. We move to serving. Get in there. Participate. Show up. Make the coffee. Clean the floor. Fold the papers. Type the message. Whatever it is. Serve. And then share from the overflow of good that grows as we do this together. That's thriving. And all year we are designing everything we do so that we might individually thrive. And the foundation of it is this teaching that is so magnificent that says, yes, we can. This is, anything is possible. And when we take classes, we understand why we can say that. So I brought a very dear friend with me today. We are so blessed to have this friend. Well, actually, there's several friends here today. I'm happy to say I'm starting to make friends here. But this friend is coming on video. And I brought him here for a couple of reasons. One, I love him. And he's my spiritual leader. And he loves his teaching as much as I do and as much as anybody I know. And he is devoted and dedicated to his own spiritual growth. And he's very real about it. You know, we do have these bumps and these journeys. And he's here for us. So I would like you to reacquaint yourself with our spiritual leader, Dr. Ken Gordon. Wasn't that great? So, you know, we're part of something big. We're part of a movement that says that there is an infinite presence. It is all power, all knowing, all everything. It's so big we can't get our head around it. You want to know more about that? Listen to last week's program, study, come to classes. And that presence circulates itself constantly through us. How does that presence work? It works by circulating itself through us. That's why tomorrow night's class is really very important if we want to learn to thrive. Because we must learn how to let that circulation happen. Because we have these little barriers built in that says, oh no, I'm not enough. Or no, I can't. Or it's not for me. Or it's too late. Or I'm not ready. Or I don't know. And all of those things that are the old way of thinking. And as Dr. Ken said, in order to embrace that bigger, newer idea, we have to let go of the old ones. But I've learned a little secret in my life. And that is, if I try to let go of the things that don't work for me, I remember the time I tried to give up chocolate. And I made a real commitment to not eat chocolate. And I made that commitment every day. I will not eat chocolate. I will not eat chocolate. You can substitute it for I will not think negative thoughts. I will not tell a lie. I will not be blah, blah, blah. Fill in the blank. I will not eat chocolate. I will not eat chocolate. And guess what? All I could see was chocolate. All I thought about was chocolate. Chocolate was everywhere. That's the way the law works. You put your attention on something, whoop-ah, there it is in, living color. Going, come on, come on, come on. Over here, honey. So, if that's the way the law works, we can use that same law to attract to us that which we desire, that which we want to experience. That's the law. So science has proved it. Quantum, if you want to understand that, come to Lynn's class, Reverend Lynn's class on Thursday, Quantum Soup, because science has long been saying that there is this field of infinite possibilities, and when you pick one piece of it, one focus, one idea, the whole field collapses into that thing. That's a really big idea. I hope to understand it more on Thursdays, and if you want to, join us. But I know that that's true in my life, and I'm sure you've proved it to yourself too. And what I'm asking you today is to understand that this infinite presence in no way has decided that you're only worthy of a little bit. There is nothing in this infinite presence says, well, no, too showy. I'm not going to give any to you today. Nothing in there. No, guess not. That infinite presence just says, here, take it. I'm yours. And the symbol, right? And the point of power in this symbol is this one. This one, right here in the middle. When it moves through us, it's at that moment that it moves through us in our awareness, in our feeling, in our ideas, in that vibration that happens, or we go, ooh, what's happening? It's in those magical moments, which really they happen a lot when you start noticing them. It's just going along, and then all of a sudden it's like, wow. In those moments, we can open the door, or we can say, what if it doesn't work? What if it's too late? So our invitation is to let it work. Open the door, a lot, a little. Notice if your comfort zone is tiny, but your yearning is getting bigger. Go with the yearning. Open the door. Find something within yourself that is so much of a bigger idea than chocolate or giving up negative thinking. What is a bigger idea for you? For me, it's health. Health is a bigger idea than indulging myself in all the ways I have. It's easy to justify, well, it's been a long day. I deserve it. I've worked hard. Those reasons why we let ourselves do those things that aren't so good for us. So I'm choosing to learn how to change those things. So I affirm it. I choose to be at peace with myself about it, which is really important, because how in heaven's name could I be in health if I'm in anxiety about all the things that aren't working? And since I'm choosing more health, funny enough, the pain in my knees and back is less and less. And I was talking to Pat yesterday about that. It's like, I haven't hardly noticed any pain in my knees and my back lately, because I'm not thinking so much about it. I'm thinking about how much I love my life. I'm thinking about how juicy it is. I'm thinking about the good challenges that I'm getting that call me to let go of an old reaction, an old way of seeing and invite me to see with new eyes. When I'm out on the streets here visiting the different stores, getting my gas, whatever it is, I'm learning my way around between all the hundreds of streets, the 3,700s that meet the 800s, and it's just so confusing. And so I often find myself kind of wandering around, and as I'm doing that, I'm talking to people. It's like, is 37, does it go that way? Is it close by? Should I go there? And people are happy to tell me. And I'm having all these fabulous conversations with people. And they're all different kinds of people, all different colors, all different ages, all different economic styles. It's just, I am so thrilled at how juicy this whole town is. It's so filled with diversity that it's meant to be thriving. And when we give up seeing people as the other, it can thrive more. I don't know if you've ever had experience in your life where life kind of knocked you down. Anybody ever have one of those besides me? Yeah, and what happens, and as Dr. Ken said, when life knocks you down, the invitation is to get up consciously and decide, okay, what am I going to do with this? You know that little old thing about, life can give you lemons, but you can make lemonade. The birds might be noisy and flying all around your head, but you don't need to let them nest in your hair. You can decide what to do with what goes on. Jack Canfield had a really great little formula. E plus R equals O. Event plus response equals outcome. The way it works, becoming an instrument for the thing itself, means there may not be anything I can do about the events. I mean, just look around. None of us are choosing to be in this level of conflict consciously. We're not saying, let's live in complete 50-50 duality, shall we? Nobody is going out consciously saying, let's feel like our country is being torn apart. Nobody's doing that. But at some level, the idea of us and them lives in us, otherwise it wouldn't live out there. It's here that it starts. Here is where we can heal that. So instead of sitting home and complaining and railing at the television, don't do that anymore. Don't do that. Think a better idea. Think of, just like me, those people want a life that's meaningful. Just like me, everyone, those people, forgive me for saying it that way, because I'm learning to not think like that. Everyone is on a spiritual journey, every single person, whether we know it or not, and we're doing a lot of letting the door open to love or a little tiny bit. But whatever is showing up, truly, it is the answer to prayer and it is love, even if it doesn't look pretty and hurts. I was standing in Walmart. I actually never went to Walmart until I came here. But I had a reason to go. And so I was there, and I was standing next to this wonderful this woman and two Hispanic women talking away in Spanish. And there was a little baby and the woman in the cart ahead of us, and they were talking to the baby, and there was all this. And I made all these assumptions about who these people were. Not bad assumptions, just I thought they were one big family, and all this. And then I started talking to these two girls in the back, and there was a grandmother and a baby in the front, obviously one of their children. But in fact, none of that was true. And one woman was the director of housekeeping for Ronald McDonald House here. And the other young woman was a mother whose child was finally getting to be allowed to come home tomorrow. And they didn't know the people in front of them at all. They just were connecting with them because they're in the business of connection, because their door was open, because their heart was open, because their baby was coming home, because they were putting their attention on how much good they have in their life, because they were celebrating this moment. This baby for 6 months wasn't well enough to come home, and it was coming tomorrow, and they were shopping. They were excited. I wanted to go buy something with them. I did. I got in. I was on my way through the checkout counter, and I checked out before them. I turned my cart around, and I started looking for them. I just wanted to tell them to come and see our community. Is there something we could do to serve the Ronald McDonald House? I had all these ideas. I went up and down the aisles, and I didn't find them. But I knew that I'd bring it back to you and say, wow, Reverend Lynn is bringing us so many wonderful community service programs. There's so many ways we can circulate our good. That as we learn that life is meant to be wonderful, as we serve that idea by releasing the lies from our head, as we serve that idea to see ourselves as God's divine idea, as we serve by seeing everybody that way, then when somebody does something we don't like, we can put it into a different context. We can say, oh, okay, I guess I'd better clean that up, or, oh, I'm sorry, or, oh, well, that's not mine, let me give it back to you. Whatever, but we can do it without rancor. We are born to thrive. We are. So learn, serve, and share. Many people are wearing these today. I'd love to know by a show of hand how many people are members that are in the room right now. Great. There's about a third of us. What a wonderful beginning. Membership is a way to participate, a way to take your inspiration and do something with it. Own it. Have a voice in the decisions. Say, this matters to me. I want it to be here for my neighbors. I want to bring the Ronald McDonald House here. I want them to be welcome. I want us to have a place to celebrate, to hear the kind of amazing music that we hear. When Rick sings that song about Here I Am, everything that we teach is in those 3 words when you sing it. Everything. It opens our heart. That's why we're here, right? To learn and then to give back. And so I asked, every Sunday we're going to hear from 1, sometimes 2 people who are members about why membership matters. And if you see someone with this little sticker, you can talk to them. Because honestly, membership is a way to open the door to the flow, so that we start bonding, connecting, discovering ourselves, having more fun, feeling connected, wanting to play. Christopher is a practitioner here. He's just one of the most delightful people. He's so enthusiastic, and he so genuinely cares about everybody who walks through the door. If you haven't met him, make sure to meet him today, although I'm sure you all have, because he's really good at that. I asked him to take 3 minutes to share with us today why membership matters to you, Christopher.
Thank you. So I thought about it this week, about why membership matters to me. And I'm hoping that somewhere in there you can connect with the words or the feelings or just the spirit of it, and find out why membership means so much to you. So here we go. So one of the things for membership for me is connection and belonging and spiritual growth. So connection is I get to connect with you. When I hug you, when I talk to you, when I smile, when you smile back, that's really important to me. Belonging. I get to belong to a really cool crowd here, right? We're all of the same like-mindedness, and even if we're a little messy, we know. And we're just like, here, let me just sweep it. Let me help you with that. And the spiritual growth is because we want to grow and develop ourselves. And I love the word namaste. And that's where I get to see the God in you as you get to see the God in me. That's spiritual growth right there. And that's where my heart is. And then I get to have a voice when I'm a member. So when Reverend Barbara and the Leadership Council, and they come to us and they say, hey, we want to go to the Ronald McDonald House, and we want to help these kids. I get to have a voice in that. And I get to do that because I'm a member of an amazing group of people, a community here. And then from there, having that voice, I get to move from this is a place where I go, and now I get to be, this is my spiritual home. You are my family, and I am yours. And together we make a oneness. There's a community, and we get to work and flow with that one. And that's what it means to me. One of my favorites is giving, whether it's financial or whether it's volunteerism. I get to give back. I get to show to you my commitment, and I get to show to the one that universal love, that I'm committed to it as it commits to me. And I get to do that through giving money or just being here with you on a Monday night learning. And I just love Helen Keller. She's one of my faves. Her and I think, are BFFs from another lifetime. Serious. And she has a really great quote that I want to read in finishing up here. It says, alone we can do so little. Together we can do so much. So I'm hoping somewhere today that you find that you are a member and that we want you. That this community only thrives because you thrive. So thank you.
Thank you, Christopher. So it's time to pray and anchor these ideas in our hearts and in our feet and in our hands. And so I invite the practitioners, the professional prayer partners, who are happy to meet with you in the Arches room. If you want to grow something great or help something, just let go. So we are trained and we are devoted and devoted to the truth. That is, there is only one life. And so let us know this together, that this infinite presence pours itself through me, always. And that the way it works is we receive it. And we give thanks for it, for our life, for this thing that gets us up in the morning, even for the challenges that pull us to the next level. We are so grateful. So let us notice now this infinite presence that pours itself through me. And let us decide this week, let us decide to be more available to this infinite presence. So that it might support us to heal our illness and reveal our wholeness. That it might, through our willingness, change our pattern of thoughts. That we begin attracting a whole new order of life. Yes, this is our work, to be an instrument for the infinite presence. Pour yourself in me, pour yourself into my heart. Oh, wonderful Spirit. And so we take this that is poured into us and we say thank you. We say yes. Yes, I accept. I am an instrument. It is my time. It is time I let it guide me. And so it is.
I am so glad